an upcoming festival. There is one other thing. Student council. I see. I didn't know the school had a student council. This was a very... That was a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it and Misha's laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has the voice, whatever she says. Ha 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 ha. Right. Hichan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hichan. Shichan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shichan is the president. I'm starting to get a suspicion that Shizune and Misha may not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. And a drink of water. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore having an incentive to try and get you to. So you're admitting that? No, we admit nothing. I mean, Chan, of course it would be nice if you joined and we'd appreciate it, but even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hichan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hichan? Maybe in your bedroom. I can't tell if she's being genuine or if it's really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look the cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Well... So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Chan. What? No! Aw, see, Chan, of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yup, that's right though. It would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Shichan owes me candy now. Or Shichan owes. You were betting on it. Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. Wahaha, that's interesting, Hichan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hichan? If you lose, you have to join student council. No, absolutely not. Aw, why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I'll have to decline. Hichan, I'm very offended. Are you saying that you don't trust us? That we'd pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game they play in America. America! They're in Japan if you didn't figure that out. You make a paper triangle, then you try to shoot it past goalposts that the other player makes with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's ultimate form of competition between two people, Hichan. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hichan. Ha ha ha. Wahaha. That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I want to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're surprisingly good at it. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hichan? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I want to say that I'm happy about their attempts to get me into student council, but I'm a little curious about what student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Hichan, how about Risk? The game of world domination, which is really cool because, well, you should know, but it's a real game. I love that game. Don't know what that is. It's really fun, Hichan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Really, Hichan? We can play just for fun, Hichan. Hichan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached. Just like something else I'd like. Well, okay. Okay. Perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hichan. I don't know why. Whatever. Why? Wait, why that? Because that's where we keep the game. Wahahaha. I grimaced to tell them how much I don't like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree, but only if after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends, and we go back to class. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I'd been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. Wahahaha! What's wrong, Hichan? That's right, we're just going to go play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I started thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, it's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it seems like it would be so plausible. Getting to the student council room is simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being on top of me seems a little silly. Are you complaining, dude? Really? That's not true, Hichan. Shichan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression unchanging. Misha signs something amusingly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha finds face deafness and hums cheerfully. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs and a small desk promptly placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked on the side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer, just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. I need a drink, Jesus. That is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something, but the most noticeable thing that the room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? Nope. No. What do you mean, no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I managed to ask what that's the case, claps your hands together very energetically. Hey Chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Ha ha ha. Okay. Okay, I was just making sure I didn't skip a an accent. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain it to you while we set everything up. While Misha's talking, Shizune takes... Oh, sorry. Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. It is. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizuna's aggressiveness is rubbing on to me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizuna's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Hichan wants you to know that you are taking too long to make a move. Hichan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. Anyway, no. Hichan admires your fighting spirit and would be benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. Ha 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 ha. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president, not pregnant, Jesus, to be a little more magnanimous, okay. Magnanimous. She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she puts out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who is in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Ah, wait, please slow down, Hichan. Hichan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Ah, okay. Those eyes of hers shine with... Whoa. Shine with childlike mischief. I didn't even notice her face until just then. She says you have no chance to keep playing like this. No, you won't. It's a trap. It's smarter to play defensively here. She has a point. Attack aggressively. Either way, you lose, I know, so... Aggressive. Really mocking me or trying to trick me. I have nothing else to lose, though, so I might as well try something different. If I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can regroup the advantage. Shizune seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain more small countries. It's worth a shot. A few turns later, I end up losing anyway, so the other one was better. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Yeah! I win, yay! There's no need to translate that, it was pretty clear. Wahahaha, don't look so sad, Hichan. You were really giving it your best, that's what I thought. Sometimes, your best just isn't good enough, though. If anyone knows that, it's me. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. Hichan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. That's a very daring move. Hichan is impressed. Oh, so I did choose the better two? The mark of great people is that they are daring and they can follow through. You're already halfway there, isn't that great, Hichan? That isn't enough, though. Just potential isn't enough. There's no point to potential if you don't take the first step. There's no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. You're right, Hichan, but that's so demanding. Leans forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start. Hichan, would you like to join the student council? She really doesn't waste any time, does she? But it's on my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing something so early. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet, but spending time with Shizune and Misha doesn't seem like something I would hate. I still need more time to think about it before I decide anything. Maybe. I'll get back to you on it. Okay, Hichan, but I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad. No, really. Really? Hichan, if you're going to say that, you're saying that that is definitely the truth and there can't be any mistaking it. I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing at the very least. Shizune smiles at that in a mischievous way. Oh god. Back with the, what a derp face. That feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. how hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. Should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Chan. Well, I think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. One flight of stairs up, and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, plain, like any only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not determined as one would think. Like the classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but there is a plethora of others unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the ladder, so I choose directions at random. After I turn the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open though, just barely ajar, so you can see it's open and nothing else. Ugh. Your mouth starts feeling dry after you do this a lot. It's not open either. No, it's open and nothing. I can see it. Makes sense for the library door to be invitingly open. Well, this is where you can meet Lily. At least it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing it is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm, ready to pull back at a moment's notice. This feeling of being an outsider to the school can't be shaken from my mind. So much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep. That was much easier to open than I had anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside against the side of the room as fast as possible, the meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. And this is Lily. This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Hello there, may I help you? Staring directly in front of her, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me that she's being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding, I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's